including. So I want to thank you and turn it over to Sherry so she can give you a brief description of the process and how will be interacting with you over the next year or so. And I'll just leave it at that and turn it over to Sherry. Again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Deborah. If we can just advance to the next slide, that'd be great. So this just gives a brief overview of our agenda tonight. We're going to talk about the university's connection to the community, the planning process, some opportunities we foresee in the future for neighborhood engagement, which is really a critical part of this planning effort, and then next steps. Next slide, please. You can actually advance 2 slides. So talking about Catholic in the Brookline community, I mean, the campus plan really, it doesn't just look at the campus, it looks at the university in the context of its surrounding university. And, you know, while Catholic serves as an institutional anchor, not only in the neighborhood, but for the district, this neighborhood is critically important to the vitality of our campus. And it's one of the reasons students come here, to be part of this really diverse and vibrant campus context community. Next slide, please. I think, you know, some of these pictures illustrate really the great relationship that Catholic already enjoys with the neighboring community. Still a history of shared resources, university initiatives that serve the community through, you know, days of service, holiday events like, you know, Halloween, Easter egg hunts, things like that, and strong ties certainly throughout the faith community as well. The collaboration that already exists between the neighborhood and Catholic University is really going to be critical to inform this planning process that Debbie mentioned that will be going on for the next over a year as we head into the zoning process for the next campus plan. So we're really happy to be here tonight to just give a brief overview of the planning effort to make sure that we can engage with as many of your constituents as possible. Next slide, please. So the planning process, I did want to take a moment, you know, I do this work, campus planning for institutions around the district. And so this is really sort of the bread and butter of what I do. But I want to make sure that people understand really what is a campus plan, because sometimes folks think that, well, how is this different from just any other planning effort that a university would go through at any given time? Campus plans in the District of Columbia are very unique efforts. And so really what it is, it is built into the DC zoning regulations for all universities and schools in residential zones that need to go through this periodic campus planning process. And it's really geared towards making sure that impacts that the university may have on surrounding residential neighborhoods are properly managed and mitigated. So, you know, it really does, as I mentioned, the perspectives of the surrounding community are critical. I mean, that's what really goes into these campus plans. It's not just what the university is proposing to do for the next 15 years. It's how the neighbors are impacted and how we make sure that that work is synergistic between the university and the community. So the zoning community, once a campus plan is approved, this neighborhood really has 2 bites of that apple. A campus plan gets approved by the district of the zoning commission, but then anytime a project that is in that campus plan gets approved, it needs to go back to the zoning commission. So it's the plan is approved at first, and then every different project that the university would advance is also goes back as what's called a further processing. Amendments of the plan are also permitted again by further zoning review. And I think what is really important, and then as you know, the folks at this table know, but I want to make sure everyone really understands, ANC 5A plays a critical role. It is afforded great weight by the zoning commission. And so we will work hand in glove with the commission as we move through that process to make sure we're responding to constituents' questions and again, making sure that this plan works not just for the university, but for all constituents as well. Next slide, please. We'll take a moment to talk about what actually is included in the campus plan. Just very high level. Again, the zoning regulations are very clear about the things that campus plan needs to include, but these are sort of some of the highlights that again would most impact the neighborhood. So number of students in campus populations, the campus plan will say provide a cap for the number of students that the university can enroll over the term of the plan. And similarly with faculty and staff. So there will be an understanding of what those campus populations will be over the term of the campus plan. What people generally, associate with the campus plan is the development plan. So where will buildings be on the campus? What will their location, their height, their square footage, and what will their uses be throughout the entire campus? It also addresses streetscape, landscape, open spaces, and signage to make sure for wayfinding so that folks can get around. And then importantly, for particularly for Catholic in this campus plan, we'll be spending a lot of time focusing on historic resources and how to make sure the university respects the historic character of its campus, which it has a strong record of doing so, and really stewardship of our existing resources will be a hallmark of this campus plan that we're moving forward. Next slide, please. So 3 other key elements: student housing, making sure people know not only how many students the university intends to enroll, but where those students will be living. Is very important part of the campus plan. So both on campus and our projected number of beds and the facilities, not only to house the students, but to support a vibrant living and learning community on campus. Neighborhood quality of life issues, again, critically important to the neighbors. What will the university be doing to equip its students who do choose to live off campus to be good neighbors, to be a part of the community, and to make sure that there's a beneficial relationship between the existing neighbors and the longstanding folks in the community, as well as the students that come in for a few years and become part of that community as well. And then finally, transportation and parking is a critical part of this campus plan to make sure we do everything we can to address where folks are parking if they need to drive to campus, but to also promote other alternatives for both students, faculty, and staff to come to campus and alternatives to single occupancy vehicles, encouraging metro use, encouraging biking, encouraging things like that. So that's all part of the plan as well, and making sure we have plenty of parking on campus to meet our demand. So opportunities for neighborhood engagement, that's what I said we were here to talk about tonight. So this just gives you a broad overview of where we are in this planning process. As Debbie mentioned, it's a long-term process. This is a 2027 campus plan, and I'm coming to you in 2025. We're currently in that white box, that understanding phase. We're working with our team to make sure we understand all the existing conditions on campus, talking to our students, talking to our faculty, talking to our staff about the needs of the campus, sort of envisioning that for the next 15 years. We'll be taking a brief break over the December, January timeframe, and then kicking back into the spring semester and starting that exploring mode and really starting to test different ideas and figure out what makes sense, what are the needs of the campus, what are the needs of the community, and how we can bring those together. You'll see that star there because that's when we're going to start this outreach with the neighborhood during that phase. The realize phase starts to look at different alternatives and how we can come up with different scenarios that might be incorporated into a campus plan. We hope to have that work done by the fall to really kick into that zoning review and approval process, because that process can take up to a year or longer. So we want to make sure we start that in time to have this plan finalized and approved by the time our current plan expires in 2027. So again, that star sort of denotes when we'll be kicking off this engagement with our external partners and community members. So next slide, please. So how will we do that? We envision a broad range of opportunities for neighbors to get involved. So certainly regular updates to this ANC. You will see me at every ANC meeting sort of from here until 2027. So we encourage you to work with your ANC commissioners, come to me directly. You're going to get my email address at the end of this presentation. So certainly through ANC meetings, but we'll have other meetings too. We want to reach out to your civic organizations. We want to host pop-up events at different neighborhood or community efforts. So we'll really want to work with you to find out if there's a place that we could be, if there's someone we could talk to, we want to know who that is. Next slide, please. We'll also encourage you to come to us. So campus tours for anyone who's interested, events on our campus where we can really bring and make sure the neighbors have an opportunity to understand what resources on the campus are available for them to partake in. So both external pushing out and hopefully bringing some neighbors to campus as well is really what we have in mind for the next 6 months of this engagement process. Next slide. Promising also. So just in terms of next steps, we have a project website set up. Its link is up here, so we encourage you to look at that. That'll be updated throughout the planning process. Right now, it just it gives an overview of what's to come. But as we start to develop those scenarios that I mentioned, all the information will be on that website. So to be able to sort of a one-stop shop to get any information you're looking for. We'll have a campus feedback portal where at any time you have a question, a comment, something you want us to consider, you can just enter it right in the portal and you will get a response from the project team. And then it will also become part of the documented record that when we go to the zoning commission, you can, we can demonstrate, these are the kind of questions that we got from the community and this is how we resolve them. Again, we'll ask you to participate in these information and listening sessions beginning next year. Consistent, again, please reach out to your ANC commissioners if you have any questions or you can't get in touch with one of us somehow. They will all have my contact information and they're right there. My name's Sherry Rutherford again. If at any time anyone has any questions, I really do encourage you to reach out to me at that email address, rutherfords@cua.edu. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Take this off.
Thank you, I appreciate that, and Catholic is a great neighbor for this community. We really appreciate all the events you do for the kids, the Easter events, the Halloween events, the sports events. You guys have been great partners, and I having been a former staff member there myself, I have been, waiting for the next phases of this master plan. I'm excited to hear what's going to happen next. Thank you. I do have a commissioner with a question, so Commissioner Emmons.
Yeah, I think Commissioner Lucy said what I was going to say, which is, again, a big thank you to Catholic. And I think 3 weeks ago, there was a neighborhood Halloween event, and there were literally hundreds of kids from Brookland, North Michigan Park on campus. All the clubs are sort of giving out candy to the little kids. They had a Fight the Night event where they had college students sort of dressed up as knights, medieval style, and the little kids got in a sword fight with them. So Catholic really has been a great steward of the community. I just want to thank you guys for that.
Commissioner Sellers.
Good evening, great presentation. I have a couple of questions for you regarding outreach. I'm curious, how are you all going to reach out, or do you have plans to reach out to the stakeholders such as National Park Service, which abuts the campus, as well as the other ANCs that are located west of North Capitol, those communities that touch the university but not directly?
Absolutely. So the Park Service and other government agencies or quasi-agencies are part of our direct engagement. So we work with those folks directly, through and with the Office of Planning, Historic Preservation Office, NPS, all of those. So those are absolutely part of our outreach. In terms of adjacent ANCs, well, we certainly have 5A is the ANC authority of Great Weight. Other ANCs can weigh in and should weigh in, frankly, to the extent that they are, impacted or their constituents have concerns. So we will certainly be engaging with them as well. And if there's sort of certain commissioners or folks that have a particular interest, I'd love to sort of be aware of that to make sure we can get on their agendas at the appropriate time.
And another question I have for you, as far as is there any consideration of looking at a unique uses of the land that you have as far as housing that's not student housing? You all have a lot of land. You have the solar farm on the western part of the campus. Rethinking that, maybe not short term, but midterm, long term.
So certainly one of the things, I mentioned the Office of Planning is sort of a key partner of ours, and the Office of Planning reports up through DEMPLAN, the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. Housing is a key issue for them, and so we'll certainly be exploring ways that we can either, support making sure, that there's affordable and market rate housing opportunities in the neighborhood, and if there is a role for Catholic to play in that. So there's no specific plans that I can speak of right now, but that again, this is a once in an almost generation planning effort. Every 15 years, we go through this, so this is really the time to start looking at those opportunities and see what role Catholic can play, and making sure that there's a stable, robust housing inventory and stock in this.
Thank you.
And that is something my teammates will attest to this. Having been attending your ANC meetings for the past several months, it's very clear your position, your support of it, and so the drumbeat of making sure that housing is higher on the priority list. And so that's come through level.
And a diversity of housing.
Absolutely.
They all have to be affordable.
That's the market, right? All of that.
And I would just add on to that Monroe Street is actually part of Catholic U South Campus, and that's a ton of housing right there that the university provides to the community.
So just for your knowledge, I would make sure to work with ANC 5B, because that's the majority of Brookland that services a lot of stuff with Catholic, and 5E and 5F, which are over towards Chancellor's Row and towards North Capitol. So make sure to please work with them as well. I'd also consider reaching out to the Brookline Civic Association, because they're a very active group as well. Any other comments, questions from the audience? Anyone online? Mr. Austin?
Then we're gonna wrap it up because it's,
It doesn't have anything to do with housing, but thank you, wonderful presentation tonight, thank you so much. I'm working with 9 Girl Scout teams. Do you have any land that we can come on like in the summertime and camp out overnight?
Don't know the answer to that, but I can certainly follow up on that. I'm a Girl Scout leader myself, so I was very, you're asking something near and dear to my heart. So let me look into that and we'll absolutely get back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. We appreciate it. Okay, next up, we have a presentation too, actually related to UDC. Commissioner Sellers, you want to start with the memorial?
and who's here to present?
We have Juanita Gray, Director of Community Engagement, NBC. And
You don't mind if I sit for this one because my angle is.
Yeah,
sure.
It's actually.
Hold on, we're gonna let Ms. Commissioner Sellers do an introduction, right?
So tonight's conversation is more, it's not a presentation, but it's a discussion about updating the 911 memorial that's located right outside the doors of this auditorium. This is in reference to the loss of lives. We had one student when the school was a middle school that perished in 911, as well as her teacher. And so I reached out to the university about 2 or 3 months ago, and we wanted to see if we could update, improve the existing memorial, which is waning on just care. And so today, Ms. Gray is gonna wanted to have a conversation with the community about input and improving that memorial.
Thank you, Commissioner Sellers. Good evening, everyone. My name is Juanita Gray. I'm the Director of Community Engagement for the University of the District of Columbia. I really think they want one thing on side. I'm going to
Because you have to.
That's fine.
Commissioner Sellers, if I want to show you
Sean, you're too, the first picture. Oh.
I don't have them. You need to make sure to send them to all of us. You can-
There's other pictures that I wanted to share tonight, and I apologize in advance, but this won't be the first meeting, this is just, well, this is the first meeting, it won't be the last meeting. But if people have not seen, if you walk in front of the Monarchs campus, there's a very weathered, 9/11 memorial to the 2 victims. The teacher was Mrs. Sarah Clark, and Asia Cotton was the student who perished on 9/11. We would like to get the community's involvement with what that new plaque is going to look like, what the wording is going to say. If we want pictures put on the plaque, because those 2 victims were members of this community, it's very important to us that we as the community are the ones who decide what goes on that plaque. We can do this in a lot of different ways. I can create, I guess, a link where people can put in suggestions. I can create a committee with the commissioners and the community members. We also plan to reach out to the family members of the victims and remaining family members who may be in the district. Because obviously it's important that they be involved with what's honoring their family members. But that's all we want to talk about tonight, is that we really want to community initiative and have the community involved in what that plaque is going to say and look like.
Where's the microphone?
Thank you. Quick question, is there a time frame for this layout?
So I actually have an idea, that depending on how we do this, I would like to pitch. The university is celebrating our 175 years next year, in 2026. And every month we are doing a signature event. So my idea would be that for the September event, on September 11th, we unveil that plaque. And that is our September 11th event. That's just an idea.
Yeah.
It's not set in
It's
stone.
an idea, but I think it's more of a sense of urgency. I wouldn't want just to be respectful of the folks who are honoring, I would like to do it sooner than later. We can always update it and then have a celebration or a memorial September 11th. But if we can get this done in the next 2 months, that would be ideal.
We're still gonna take some time, because it's on family members and we
That's
have to.
fine.
Again, it's a community-led effort.
I agree. But
However the community wants to move forward, it's not on them.
well, as a ANC commissioner, I want to move forward with a sense of urgency. And so I don't want this to wane and just come all the way until the middle of the summer. I would like to start this process now, and hopefully that we can solidify something next 4 months.
Like to decide how we move forward, if we just form a committee.
I'd like to work with you all. I'll continue to work with you all. You all are funding this event. But yes, you have the support of the community. I've already reached out to a lot of the stakeholders in the community, but I don't want it to wait until September. Because I can see that it won't happen.
It's going to.
Okay.
It would be a part of.
Like I said, the 175th, so it's not going to not happen.
It would
It was just an amazing.
be a part of that.
That-
And it would be special to honor those victims, ones that's in the level.
Thank you.
I still don't have the attachment. Okay,
Thank you very much. Any more on that? Okay, question from Commissioner Austin.
This is not a question. This is,
is this related to this topic?
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you.
first of all, you know, Worldwide Leadership Council is already working on this. So I can put you in contact with them. And they already talked to his family and everything, so I can give you the person that you can talk directly with. I know they getting some funds scheduled already in front of them, so that probably help get things on.
Awesome, thank you.
Great.
Great, thank you. Okay, working with those two groups will be helpful. Anything more on this project? We really support this. I think this is a great idea, so please let us know how we can be helpful to you and support this, and whatever date you decide, please make sure you give us some notice so that we can be there as part of the event, so.
One more, just quick announcement.
On this topic, or we have a separate topic out for UDC as well as,
She's not.
oh, okay.
I would invite everyone to the, our big games for we follow the basketball season since we don't have a football team. There's a tailgate on the Van Ness campus, free food, free activities for everyone, starts at 11 o'clock. The games start at 1 o'clock. You do have to pay for the games, I believe it's like a nominal fee of $2, but everyone is welcome to come.
What day?
What's the date?
This Saturday,
22nd,
22nd, 11 a.m. at the Van Ness campus.
Great. So 9/22 at the Van Ness campus, there's a homecoming event for UDC. I'm sorry, 11/22. I was thinking about 9/11. Okay, thank you so much. And Mr. Sellers, you said there's not somebody here for the
I don't see anyone here from UDC from the.
farmer's market? Okay, all right, so we're gonna move on from that. Yes?
Can I say something about?
Sure, yes, Commissioner Austin, go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank everybody who was here today. Everybody that took the time out to come in person, because we've been talking about an in-person meeting, and I really thank you for coming up. The farmers market is doing a great job. They're offering fresh products and very good juices that they made, and then a beautiful building on the side with the incubator for food in the winter, and they work with us and want us to work with them, and they can show us how to grow your own food in the wintertime and how to preserve your food, and you will not go to the Safeway and diet all the time, but you actually grow your own food. And they're doing a tremendous job, and I really thank everybody who's listening. When they open up again, please come out and please support.
Thank you. Okay, our next presentation is from Washington Gas. Are they on the call?
Yes, Monica
Okay.
West, right here. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, who's this?
Monica West, can you hear me?
Monica West, hold on one second. I want to make sure we highlight you. Are you there? Just you?
Halim, Halim,
And
should
I've
be
got
there as
him.
well.
Okay, hold on. All right, where's Monica?
Yes, he's right there, Khalid.
Yeah, I'm trying to find you, Miss West. I don't, there you are. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, great. So we have a presentation from Washington Gas, briefly updating on the infrastructure project that will affect the Bunker Hill Square in spring 2026. So if you want to,
Yeah.
go ahead. Do you have slides? I don't believe I got.
I don't have slides. I just wanted to talk because it's not until April of next year. We just wanted to be proactive and reach out.
Okay.
So thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Monica West. I'm the Director of Community Engagement for Washington Gas. I'm here with my colleague, Halim. Halim, you want to introduce yourself, Halim?
Yes, good evening. Halim Khalaf. I'm also with Washington Gas. I am the Director of Construction in DC, executing on the work, the utility work that we perform.
So we just wanted to come, we're being proactive and starting to present to a number of ANCs around Ward 5. We are going to be embarking on a pretty significant infrastructure upgrade project starting in April of 2026. And so you are not, 5A is not inside the active construction zone, but you're close enough that we wanted to at least let you know what was going to be happening. And so we were trying to be proactive and transparent about this long-term project. It is a long-term project. It's going to be anywhere from 8 months to a year, maybe. And we're also coordinating with our other utility partners in transportation because Pepco and DC Water will also be a part of it. But again, you all are not inside the active construction zone, but again, you're close enough that we wanted to start reaching out to you all. So what will not happen is you will not have your streets dug up. You won't experience any service interruptions. You won't have your homes entered to. However, you may see construction vehicles traveling through nearby streets. You may hear daytime construction noise, experience short-term lane shifts. So we wanted to just alert you all that that work would be coming. And again, we hope to start around April, and then Pepco is hoping to start around September. Our goal is to start having these initial conversations with ANCs around Ward 5, just to get you guys just to start telling you about the work. And then once next year comes, we'll come back with more kind of maps and that sort of thing. Again, all in an effort to be proactive and to let you know what's happening around your neighborhoods. Let's see, Halim, you kind of want to touch base on the area because I think it's Bunker Hill, but you want to kind of touch more about the streets.
Yes, sure. So predominantly, so the infrastructure that we're trying to abandon that's in proximity to your section of the ward would be on Bunker Hills Road. So we have a low pressure system that's over 100 years old that we're looking at replacing and bringing in new modern equipment and infrastructure to the residences nearby. So as Monica mentioned, the impact would be just the visual and maybe the construction activities nearby. And they are predominantly on. So if you look at Bunker Hill Road itself, the work itself is confounded between 22nd Street and 18th Street. So like the perimeter, 18 and 22nd. And then the very north, let me just pull up my map here real quick.
Like Shepherd and Randolph.
Shepherd or Randolph, and then on the very side, on the very south side would be so it would be close to Randolph, Shepherd, Upshur, and Vernoom.
And Barnum Street.
These are the streets, and then on the very left it would be 18th Street up to 22nd Street. So that's sort of the perimeter of the work. And predominantly, like I said, this is a low pressure main that were over 100 years old that we're looking at replacing, and with newer infrastructure, and it will bring new gas service to the homes that we'll be serving. We will try to be very deliberate, obviously coordinating with the other utilities because they all have Pepco and DC Water will also have some activities around the area. So we're working in coordinated effort with the other utilities.
So we want, we've already met with DDOT several times on this project. And so we have agreed that you all are the surrounding area. And so we will start to do some door hangings and door knockers and letters in the mail, just to kind of update you guys. Even though you're not affected, we just feel like you drive by there, you're gonna, there's some way you're gonna end up around there. So we're really just trying to be proactive in getting the word out that we'll start showing up and doing this work in April. And we just didn't want anybody to be caught off guard. So that's kind of why we're starting to do these meetings now. And if there are some questions that you may have, feel free to shoot them. But we'd like to come back first of the year, maybe in February, about 2 months before we actually start, just to really give you more idea of where we're going to be and what's going to be affected, even though you're not in the zone. That makes sense.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And driving in that area all the time, I think it's helpful to know exactly what's going to be happening. I'm gonna assume that you have also reached out to ANC 5B and
Yes,
you're working
yes,
with
we're
them.
gonna
Okay.
be, we're gonna be talking to them. We've been back and forth, but we're gonna be definitely talking to them, absolutely. And when we
Okay.
come back in February, hopefully, if you will have us back, we'd like to bring our other partners, because behind us will be Pepco and then DC Water. And we all have agreed that we'd like to do these meetings together, because they have a timeline and we need them to share their timeline, so that it's gonna be, at least, for our part, 8 months to a year, but the work will probably be well over a year.
So you're asking to come back in February with Pepco?
Yeah, I mean, if you all will have us, we'll be happy to. And
Yeah,
we'll have maps
I've
and
made a note
visuals
of
and
it.
all that.
Yeah, thank you. I've made a note of that. And let me just make sure. Hold on.
And WMATA would also like to join us as well, because they may have to move some bus stops. So they're going over those plans now, but by then they'll have it all worked out.
Okay, I
Just also want to make sure that, if there is any ANC commission action you need, obviously you're gonna be starting with ANC 5B. If they need us as a neighboring commission, we typically ask that be approached from ANC 5B, that ANC 5B let us know that,
Okay.
that in the commission, they're asking for our co-support of something that they're doing.
I got you. Okay.
That abuts us. That's typically been our procedure, so
Okay.
just an update on that. Any questions from any of the commissioners? Commissioner Salas?
I'm just curious to know, are there any community benefits as a result of this construction?
Sure. Helene, you want to talk about the benefits?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there will be modernizing that equipment. So even if you are not directly impacted, just having that modernization of the equipment, because we're going to be modernizing the mains. So that's like the feeds. So bringing in medium pressure into that system, potentially, if there's any growth, we would be able to support it. Because right now, with a low pressure system, so if you look at low pressure systems, they're like basically inches of water column. I mean, if you look at your tire pressure, it's like 30 pounds, right? This is the medium pressure that we're dealing with versus inches of water column, which is like a quarter of a pound of pressure. So certainly this affords the opportunity as potential growth in customers and folks that would need gas service, and we would be able to serve them with this modern. So while you're adjoining, if there is that opportunity, we would be able to serve with that capacity.
So it's looking forward, does that mean that our rates are gonna stay the same, or will they be reduced?
So this is being done through our APRP, which is Accelerated Pipe Replacement Program, because it poses this infrastructure is obviously aging, so it is within our rate structure to be able to recover on it through what we consider what we consider our like highest priority replacement programs, and we submit those as part of the list. So this is actually this area that's adjoining to you in general. And obviously, with 5B, we'll go into a little bit more detail because they are directly impacted. But this would eliminate piping, obviously aging infrastructure with, like I said, modern infrastructure and in an accelerated manner. So this would have probably been, if I was having this conversation with the other 5B, I would probably say the fact of the matter is you have an opportunity here where these could have been multiple projects that were being performed over several years, but because of the other utility activities, we're bundling the work. So we are actually trying. These are multiple projects put into together in one geographic area to try to kind of get in and get out, and try to coordinate that best with the upcoming work. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's part of our. It's part of our rate.
There will be a reduction in rates for gas for the residents. That's dollar and cents.
I mean, certainly efficiencies. By
I get
having,
it.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, is there any opportunity that you all could partner with the community and, anything that we could partner to give back to the community as a resort of this?
I'm not clear. You're asking if we could do, I'm not clear
I'm
what
just
the
looking
question.
at, is there a community benefit that we
Right.
could, partner with you all as a utility company?
Oh, I mean, we're always open to partnering. But I guess for me, I'm trying to understand, you're saying to partner to lower the rate?
Lower the rate or give the community something for this inconvenience of
Oh, I
upgrading
see what you're
the
saying.
system?
Sure, we can definitely talk. We can talk about
Okay.
what that might look like. I can't make any promises right now, but I'm happy to have the conversation. Absolutely.
Just entertain it. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, not a
All right,
problem.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions from anyone in the audience in person or virtually?
Yes.
There is a hand up with Carmen.
Yes, Carmen, go ahead and
Yes,
unmute.
thank you so much. I do have a question. Over the last year, I know I have been getting communication from the gas company in reference to purchasing a product because you all will be doing, if there's a problem in a gas line, that the gas company only pays for issues that affect off of the property. Is this because I've been getting it, I get it almost every week, and it's been going on now for almost over a year. Is this part of what's happening with the city, across the city, that everybody is going to need to purchase something because when you all start doing the work, is it going to affect the gas lines that are not part of the city property but on the residents' property?
No, those are two different things. So Home Serve, I think, is what you're referring to. And Home Serve is a warranty program that us and many utilities across the country have gone into an agreement with. So it is completely optional. You do not have to get it. But it has nothing to do with the pipe replacement work we're talking about now. The two are separate.
Okay, because they make it sound as if when you all, because there may be issues with the gas line off the property, but you need to purchase this now so that you can take care of your property.
Right,
If
yeah.
there are
And
other
I
issues.
appreciate that feedback. I've gotten a lot of it over the last month. So we've had conversations with them about kind of the tone of it. So you'll hopefully at the first of the year, you'll start to see some changes in that language.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. I appreciate the question.
Thank you. Any other comments from in person or virtually? I'm not seeing any hands.
Excuse me, Emily. I can't find the
Oh,
raised
yes,
hand,
go
but
ahead, please.
I do have a question. And it's sort of related to what Carmen was asking, but does Washington Gas in their long-term plans, improving infrastructure, et cetera, plan to move gas meters that are inside homes to outside the home?
Halim, you're on mute.
That is our practice. So that is our practice. So anytime we're replacing any service, we are looking at relocating the meter from the inside of the home to the outside, or whatever address it is. That is our protocol. We communicate with our customers and we try to coordinate with our customers. Sometimes we don't have a choice of where the location is, but we absolutely work with our customers to try to, achieve a location that's works for both parties.
So do you still maintain a map that shows when you're going to be doing that?
So with a project like this would be more of a coordinated effort. So we would have obviously a design that's done through our engineering groups, and it would be a coordinated effort and communication with each individual customer. Do we have a plan, like you're saying, like future plan? That's just part of our normal replacement. So whether it's normal replacement or is accelerated replacement, we have certain amount of projects we have to do annually, and sometimes we have to repair or have to replace a service because of an issue, and so we go ahead and coordinate that placement of the meter from the inside to the outside.
And excuse me, I was referring more to, to the, you used to have a online map that showed where you're going to be doing, gas line replacement, moving the meter from inside the home to outside the home.
Yeah,
and you just had South Dakota Avenue for many years without any specific blocks. So that's what I was asking.
I believe, and we could probably take that maybe for our next meeting. We can provide you. I believe there's an interactive map that shows our larger. I don't think we individually map every service on the interactive maps to provide what specific service is being replaced, but we kind of update an interactive map to show constituents relatively where projects are going to occur and when our beginning and ending of construction is at least planned. So we do that, but we don't do it on individual like services. We don't show those on our maps. Those are just coordinated directly with the customers.
Okay, thank you. Any last questions? So
Robert Oliver has his hand up.
I'm sorry, who does?
Robert Oliver.
Mr. Oliver, go ahead, please. This is gonna be the last question. Mr. Oliver, you're on mute. Mr. Oliver? Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
No, thank you all. Have a good evening.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for
as
having
well.
me.
And
Have a good night.
I've made a note to ask you to come back in February, so please reach out to
Yes.
us.
And when we come, when we'll come back, it'll be the other partners with us as well. So it'll be Pepco, DC Water, and Washington Gas. Okay?
Great, thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye. Take care.
Thanks. Okay, we are now at the community comment period. Are there any comments or questions from the community? Bill, I'll need a mic. Hold on one second.
Need an update for Faith Church. I'm a regular member at Faith, and my fellow parishioners were excited to hear right here in this auditorium several months ago from my S&D commissioner, Ms. Alston, that when she was on the stage, the new franchisee for McDonald's was sitting up there with his wife, and Ms. Alston had said that she had worked some arrangement out whereby the franchisee gave the church some money or services to fix their parking lot. The McDonald's be finished probably by the middle of the month. And I'm curious, I need an update for myself, and so I can tell them, because other people know I come to these meetings, so they ask me questions. I say, I don't know. So I'm asking for an update on when would the work start on the Faith Church parking lot that the franchisee agreed to fix?
Thank you, great question. Well, I said that I had been negotiating with McDonald's and the church. McDonald's wanted to house, some of their equipment on the lot of the church. And if the church let them house their equipment, they would repair the parking lot that's on the church lot. Well, they did not house their equipment on the parking lot. They cut all the trees back that belonged to the church. They were hanging over so they wouldn't get a fine. And the person who, was actually the foreman, the contract at that time, who made that commitment, no longer worked at, McDonald's. He actually left. That's one reason why they had to, go back and move the McDonald's site over because it was in the wrong place, so he just left. So I talked to, the Pastor Williams. He said that him and Carmen had talked to the, McDonald's, and McDonald's, told them that they were not responsible. For one, they did not make the agreement, it was with the contractor who left. And also, they are not liable to do anything whatsoever. So the pastor is very much aware of what's going on. The pastor told me that he was going to try to do some kind of action against McDonald's. And that's all I know right now. I did ask our ANC chair if she would try to help, if she could, with the stair situation, the people that's over the community center were putting in their concrete, if they had any extra concrete, that they could help repair the stairs. But as far as that, there's nothing that I know of. I know that they're still negotiating, because he just wanted to let me know that him and Colin were talking to someone about taking further actions.
I'm sorry, who was that, wanted to make an exception?
Wanted to make an exception, who wanted to make an exception? Carmen, can you restate your question, please?
She mentioned that, did she just mention I was making an exception?
No, I said that I talked to the pastor, and the pastor told me, as well as McDonald, that you and also Keith had contacted them concerning them doing the lot.
No,
And they
ma'am.
told-
No, ma'am, I
Yeah.
had nothing to do with that whatsoever.
That's what I was told.
No, ma'am.
So, um, since they did not use it, the person who, the company said that they were gonna do it, left, then they're not liable.
No, whatever communication you all had, that was between you and the church and the contractor.
Okay, thank you, Bill, for the question. There's another question over here, or mini comment.
What do you go out?
Good afternoon, good evening. I just have a quick question. I live at 70 Allison Street, and the alley behind my house, I guess that's between Allison and Buchanan. There's been a lot of trash back there lately, because folks aren't putting their trash cans in the yard. So like in the wind, we have these fall winds, they blow the trash cans over, and it's just trash everywhere. And I remember when I first moved in, they used to do like alley sweeps and hand out citations for folks who didn't bring their trash cans in their yard within a certain time. So just want to know, who can I write or contact to get that started again? Because there's a lot of trash in the alley.
That would be your ANC commissioner. And that is Holloway, it's Commissioner Holloway.
Yes, He can reach out to me and I'll give him my DPW. I got a crew that works with DPW that cleans up the alleys for us. So just reach out to me and I'll have that done for him.
Thank you. Say thank you.
Okay, any other comments from the audience? For either virtually or in person? Okay, one other thing I just want to mention, or two other things real quick. In addition to the turkey giveaway that Adriana mentioned, at Turkey Thicket tomorrow with Councilmember Parker's office, the monthly mobile market is happening tomorrow at Faith United Church of Christ. That happens every month. They have a really good steady stream of cars that go there. They are also doing a turkey giveaway tomorrow, and I want to publicly thank EYA, Concordia Group, Holland and Knight, and Coakley Williams, who have all been working on developments in ANC 5A, who all generously donated to the tune of close to $4,000 for turkeys for this event. So they will give turkeys away until there are none left. So for those who are families in need, there is a turkey giveaway tomorrow, along with other food products. Finally, our next meeting, we do not have a meeting in December. We have, our next meeting is January 28th, 2026. And, okay. That meeting is primarily commission business. So if there are anybody who's wanting to do a presentation or bring anything to the commission, that will have to wait until February. One last thing for Commissioner, you said it was December 28th, right? Sorry, January 28th is our next meeting, right? Okay. There's a meeting tomorrow regarding, there's several projects going on. Andrea mentioned this. Capital projects. One of the little projects is a little pocket park at Riggs in South Dakota. So if you want to attend a meeting about that, it's going to be on Zoom tomorrow at 6 p.m. And if you would like that information, just send me an email at 5809@anc.dc.gov. Again, Thursday, November 20th at 6 p.m. virtual meeting talking about capital projects at Ward 5. Thank you. There is also a Ward 5 bike infrastructure meeting happening. I don't have the date in front of me. I can look it up real quick. It's called the Bike Lane Project. It's December 9th. It's the Ward 5 Strategic Bike Lane meeting, and I believe it is going to be at.
I think it's December the 6th.
The email I have says December 9th.
Okay, and that's the one at Bunker Hill.
Yeah, Tuesday, December 9th at 6 o'clock.
At Bunker
It's
Hill.
a DDOT meeting, and it's going to be, it's a virtual meeting. You have to register online on Eventbrite. Hopefully people will go to that meeting about the Bikeways Plan project. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not virtual, it's at Bunker Hill Elementary, that's what I thought. It's at Bunker Hill Elementary. That's been circulating online and on the different discussion groups, so hopefully everybody will sign up to attend that through Eventbrite. Any last comments or announcements? Commissioner Salas?
Yes, quickly, in terms of the church, they are.
Hold on.
Wait. Just on that.
Sorry. Mr. Oliver, go ahead and unmute. Apologies.
Okay, I was just saying that the event with the turkeys at the church, that's starting at 9 a.m. and they're offering turkeys and chickens, just to let everyone know.
Yeah, we just made an announcement about that, so thank you. And Commissioner Sellers.
Just an update. I've been working with the National Park Service over the past 6-7 months. As you all know, they've been affected greatly by the Doge cuts early in the year, and then with the government shutdown. We've had chronic illegal dumping in Fort Circle Park. The National Park Service was in the park today. Fort Circle Park on the corner of on the corner of Galloway Street and Sergeant Road, and removed a lot of debris in the woods there. They will be back tomorrow, working in Fort Circle and Fort Totten, along with the National Guard. I did not invite the National Guard, but they just informed me that they were bringing the National Guard there to help clean up the parks. And so just wanted you all to be aware that this is happening in the community. It's happened today and it will happen again tomorrow.
This is actually a quick question for Commissioner Sellers and Commissioner Bakum. Because I understand Commissioner Bakum is working with you on this because it affects her SMD as well. In the past, this commission has worked on the mines that have been found there. And I don't believe there's been any official follow-up on that. And so, okay, but my point is that was official business. And so I have been asking for an update on that and would like an official update at a meeting where somebody can come present and give an update on that. It also should be presented to the residents of the single member district. Because as it was noted, there was, lots of action taken, lots of meetings happened about it. With Eleanor Holmes Norton and others, so I want to make sure that we do follow up on that. Can we schedule that for a meeting as an official business item?
And so I've had ongoing conversations along the lines of what I just laid out with the Doge cuts and with the government shutdown over the past 5-7 months. Commissioner Bakum and I met with the National Park Service this summer in our office, a smaller meeting. And we tried to schedule some additional meetings. They were canceled because of the shutdowns and subsequently other actions. I have reached out to them, and we're scheduling a meeting for ANC 5A, as well as Lamont Riggs Citizen Associations to come and speak to the community about the area in Fort Circle Park and just a broader for the community, for Fort Circle and Fort Titan.
I'm gonna speak, but I just want to follow up on the item relating to the National Park Service and the work that they're doing. And when I heard the word mines, because there's a path that cuts between Dallas and the Galloway, and any efforts to get that upgraded. There's strollers, there are people walking with disabilities. It's apparently I've heard it's been upgraded to gravel from dirt, which is an improvement, but if there are other upgrades, there are definitely community members who are very interested in that. So as much work as we can do with that and open up to the community and have official updates and reports, kudos to you, and there's a lot of interest.
So we've been trying to get that upgraded, and it took a lot for us to get it upgraded to where it is now. And the previous commissioners in that single member district, we have also been asking because they did not make that wheelchair accessible on the other side. And they've refused to do that.
This summer, I can share.
Yeah.
This summer when we met with them, they do have plans. There's currently two paths there. They're gonna close off one and they're gonna bring the other one up to code. But again, we reached out to the National Park Service. We want them to come and speak and provide that update to the community. We've also had conversations with them about working with Eleanor Holmes Norton's office and we don't seem to be getting anywhere or support with that. So
thank you.
Thank you.
So Commissioner Sellers, I wanted to piggyback on what you just said. In Fort Totten Park, on the Fort Totten side, as you go towards the Mary Center, somebody's dumped 2 mattresses in there and a desk. And I've been calling Park Services, but you just explained probably why I'm not getting through to anyone, and their voicemail is full. So if they're coming out, I can't remember the date you said, but they're very visible when I drive to work down Fort Totten Drive. They're just thrown up in the woods.
It's tomorrow. If you have pictures of it, do you have pictures of it?
No.
I'll give you my card.
Okay, yeah.
If you send it, I'll send them an email tonight.
Okay.
I spoke to one yesterday. And again, this has been an ongoing call that I've had to both the MOCAs, DPW, with National Park Service, and this is like daily calls, daily emails. And essentially, the National Park Service, when federal government goes, there's only one person, the supervisor that was answer phone, like very friendly, very nice. but they just didn't have the staff to do any of the work.
I can
And
definitely tell the difference, as far as the trash that's in Fort Totten Park, just thrown right there off of the Fort Totten Drive.
yeah. And so with that said, one thing that I've been doing with my single member district and working with other ANCs in our community is having cleanup days. The next one was scheduled for the week after, Saturday after Thanksgiving, on the sixth. Just doing what we can do as neighbors, as residents. Yes, it is national park land. We pay taxes. It should be cleaned up by those taxes, but it's not. But if we can encourage people to go out there and just clean up, I don't expect folks to clean up sofas and bulk items in there, but working with Clean City, they will provide the bags, they'll provide the pickers. We can do what we could do on that front. And I have contacts at DPW to work with Commissioner Holloway on that side. But if you have pictures of them, that always helps, and I can just send it to them. But yes, once it starts, the illegal dumping, it just perpetuates.
Thank you. Mr. Sellers, thank you. I want to acknowledge, I'm very happy to hear that because, I've been asking for a while what the status of that is. I'm glad to hear you're working on that one. And, part of that's in your single member district.
Well, actually, I don't have any parts in my single member district. Actually, Fort Circle Park is in Commissioner
Coombs.
Coombs, Fort Circle Park is in Austin
And
Tim Thomas.
Right.
The street ends for my single member district is on Galloway Street, but if you look at the map, the park is actually in Austin's and Tim Thomas. But I do it because I care about the community, because people reach out to me about this stuff, so.
So I appreciate that.
So there's no shade on anyone.
No, I appreciate that. I want to make sure though that Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Alston, and Commissioner McComb are also working on this and moved into all this because, as I said, this has been going on for a long time and the one side is Commissioner Alston, the other side is Commissioner McComb, and then the other side across South Dakota is Commissioner Thomas. So, let's make sure that everybody's working on this because this is a big issue and I want to make sure that you all are working together offline. Can I ask?
I would just say, just like Catholic University, trash has no boundaries. When
Right.
people drop it down or it flies away, people don't care where it lands.
As long as it gets picked up.
And just like Catholic University is an anchor, people travel to and from. They don't care about a street. They will cross the street to go.
Yeah. And North Michigan Park has a cleanup day twice a year as well, so that's good. You had mentioned you're doing a cleanup day on 12/6. Will you be sending us information so we can post that? Okay, thank you. All right, we have two more questions and then we're going to, those are the last two questions we're gonna take. First one is from President Williams of the Civic Association.
Yes, thank you so much. Commissioner Sellers, thank you so much. We did the community cleanup and it did include the park last month. But again, the trash just keeps accumulating. So when you have your next cleanup, when you're scheduling it, send it to me so I can send it out to the community as well. Again, this is in Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Austin, and Commissioner Bacomb's SMD to clean the parks. Now, we did the cleanup on the North Michigan Park side from 16th and Eastern Avenue to down Gallatin Street all the way to South Dakota Avenue. So we need folks on the other side on the Galloway side to help clean up with the park as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. I saw a thumbs up from Commissioner Sellers for that, so thank you. All right, last comment from from Robert Oliver. Please go ahead, Mr. Oliver.
I'll make this quick. This isn't a national park, but the Puerto Rico Avenue between Taylor Street all the way up to Crittenden, a lot of people are throwing trash and mattresses and everything else out there. And I know the city has been doing a good job in cleaning it up, but it's getting a lot worse because once you put one item out there, everybody thinks it's open season.
So, Mr. Oliver, thank you. I don't know if you were on the call earlier when I mentioned that I was out there today with DDOT, DPW, Councilmember Parker's office and Councilmember McDuffie's office to talk about that very issue. Part of the issue over there is DDOT planted trees as a sound barrier for the metro. And what it has done is it has proposed an issue, because then DPW obviously is the one that cuts the grass. And I'm talking about on the side of the tracks. And DPW can't go in and trim that very easily. Their mower can't get in between those trees. And it's been an ongoing battle to get them to get the tree trimming and the mowing done on a regular basis. I will tell you that they were out there, the trees were trimmed the other day. Today DPW was out there with their mower, and they picked up all the trash on that side of the tracks. When we met today, we worked together to make sure that there was going to be a regular schedule. On the other hand, I'm gonna mention that the tree barrier is not doing what it was supposed to, what it was intended to do. And so it was raised by a couple of the residents at the meeting about alternatives to the tree barrier, which we are talking with Councilmember Parker and Councilmember McDuffie's office about. But that's a longer term solution. As far as the other side of the street, so there are about 15 houses in that University Park housing development that do not maintain their property that abuts Puerto Rico Avenue, because they likely don't realize that that is their responsibility. They've not cut down the trees, they've not maintained the bushes. Urban Forestry did come out there the other day and cut some of it back because it was impeding people's access to the sidewalk. And so, but they are not supposed to do that. So the other thing we talked with them about today was they are going to be issuing notices to all of those residents who are not maintaining their property on that side of Puerto Rico, to remind them about their responsibility to do that, and inform them that if they do not do that, they will be fined. And so that is gonna be a big undertaking of the residents who live in those project area, or in those areas, because those projects are not just cutting the grass, but there are huge trees, huge amounts of overgrowth, and things like that. So we are on top of that. We are working on that, and I appreciate you mentioning that tonight. Okay, it is 8:41. Any last comments, questions from anyone in the audience, any of the commissioners, or anyone online?
Oh, thank you. I just want to say that be careful, because ICs in the community, they were walking a young man, Michigan, and 12.
Thank you. Okay, if that is nothing, motion to adjourn.
We can't hear. Somebody
Okay,
needs to mute their phone.
The time is 8:41 PM. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. We'll see you all in January. Happy holidays.
Everyone again for coming.
Here, reach out.
It was rain.
Good job.
Yes, I did that the other day. Yeah.
Shayla, I'm gonna leave the meeting from your computer, okay?
Thank you so